Let's get into it. Episode 693 of the podcast. We got Eddie Bravo, and he's saying some much needed words about Joe Biden. Because if you don't know, Joe Biden recently was speaking to the press and his chin was falling off. And I don't understand how that happens. You know, I guess that happens with people. Sometimes your chin falls off. I don't know. You know, sometimes my mind goes wild and it's like maybe the clone is just deteriorating, or maybe the robot's malfunctioning, or maybe he's just an old guy and your chin falls off sometimes when you're an old guy. I don't know. I have no idea. But they're going to talk about that right now in the podcast. This is the Fight Companion that happened on October 21st. Let's go.
With Trump's trial. Do you know about that?
Didn't they hit him with something else?
He's been hit with a gag order.
It's
right?
fucking
so he
amazing.
Can't talk about
it's
the
amazing
judge
how they're going after him. It's fucking.
Isn't it making him bigger
scary.
though? Like more people are rallying around him.
More people rally around him for sure, Brian. For sure.
No, it's definitely his loyal followers, but
his loyal
I think they're trying to keep him out
we
of
got the
election.
world falling apart, and
Wait
then
a
you got
minute.
like Trump trying to save the fucking world.
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Of course that's what they're doing.
I mean that's a possibility. That's
Well, they
a
are
legal
trying to do that.
possibility.
You know what's insane that we have a president like Joe Biden? That's fucking.
Did you see the picture of his chin?
Like, how insane!
He was on the
that?
ball in Israel. You got to give him credit. He went over there and smoothed everything out.
It just gets worse.
It's all good over there
worse
now.
for him.
Yeah, well,
it just gets worse.
He's dying. I mean, that's just the reality.
That guy's
of it.
our president.
Do you know what Joey Diaz said about him?
What?
Looks like he's already got the formaldehyde in him.
like that guy. What? That guy won, dog. That guy won.
Look at him.
Did you see the picture of his weird ass chin? Looks like a PlayStation controller. Have you seen this?
I do a joke about that. Like Sam Tripoli, like in all seriousness, goes, you know, a lot of people say he may have died in 2017.
Well, then they replaced him with a guy who looks just as
dumber
crippled as
version.
him.
Is it possible? Let's say that's ridiculous. Let's say ridiculous. But let's just say hypothetically, is it possible that someone like like Hillary Clinton or like Joe Biden could have been dead 6 years ago, but still with deep fake technology and masks, we could still keep them going?
They 100% can use masks now
the
that look
technology
exactly like
is insane.
Yeah.
They could make
Look at his chin.
That's our president right there, dog. God. What the fuck?
You see the meme that says when the edibles kick in? Well, part of what's going on, let me explain. He's got a turtleneck zipper, and it's pushing up on his loose turkey neck. And his loose turkey neck is forcing that skin up towards his chin so it's loose. If he unzipped that thing, his skin would fall back into place and he wouldn't have those weird chin dimples. This is simple. You just look at what he's wearing on his neck.
Is it possible that that's a mask?
But
no,
whose chin has
because
nuts
have you
like
seen
that?
those
No,
masks?
this
Have
is
you
why.
Seen, have you seen those videos of people with masks?
No. Listen to me. This is why. Because if that was someone that they hired to play Joe Biden, he would do a good job. He wouldn't look like he's dying.
Right.
That's really Joe Biden. He's just got a turtleneck on. See, take that and then push that shit up because of the turtleneck, and it's the same chin. He's dying. I mean, he's a very, very old man, and he's had a bunch of real serious health issues. He's had 2 brain surgeries. Where
He's the best on the left.
Is that true?
He's number one. He's the best on the left.
Had serious aneurysms, man. They had to open up. They called a widowmaker. They had to open up his fucking head and get in there. And
You didn't know that,
Yeah.
B?
No.
And you voted for him, piece of shit.
I voted for him 3 times, but Brian voted for him with like dead people's
Fuck
ballots.
you guys.
No, Brian said,
He signed off on the dead people? Like, I know that guy.
Yeah, he would have voted for Biden.
You guys
no, Brian just
decided-
wants Kamala Harris to get in.
What?
Yeah, he's
you
very
guys, I
excited
swear that's
about
not true.
Yeah, he wanted
Kamala
jeez.
tattoo.
So, let's take a look at what Joe's talking about. I'm not just going to leave you guys hanging with that little image there. Let's actually go into what he was actually... This is the actual speech, all right? We're looking at him. Let's go into it. Let's see. Let me know what you guys think.
I don't necessarily believe you or the Israelis that they didn't have anything to do with it. You have a message to
Note the man in the background staring at him.
I can understand why in this circumstance they wouldn't believe. I can understand that. But I would not, you notice I don't say things like that unless I have faith in the source from which I've gotten them. Our Defense Department says it's highly unlikely that it was Israelis, but if a different footprint, and they've intercepted some anyway. So that's why, if you notice, I didn't say it first. I wanted to make sure that I knew. And look, and I'm not suggesting that Hamas deliberately did it either. It's that old thing, gotta learn how to shoot straight. And it's not the first time Hamas has launched something that didn't function very well. So I don't know all the detail, but I do know the people at the Defense Department.
What do you think? What do you think about that? I honestly, I can go. I don't know. You got to think about it. It could easily be a mask. To sit back and say there are no politicians in America that have body doubles is nonsense. Saddam Hussein was known to have body doubles. Xi Jinping is known to have body doubles. Putin is known to have body doubles. Castro was known to have body doubles. I think one of his body doubles was Justin Trudeau, I believe. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. But it's a known thing. The politicians and even super rich people, they have body doubles. It's just a known thing. They just do that. So could he have one? Definitely. He's the president of the United States. Why wouldn't he? You know, we're not going to hear about any attempts on Joe Biden. If anybody tries to do anything like that, they keep it under wraps. They don't want to incite people to try and do it more and more. So could it be a mask? Could be. But like Joe said, he would do a better job. But would he? He didn't exactly do a terrible job here. You know, he paused. He seemed very old. But what you would try and do as a body double is you try and be as close to the person you're impersonating as possible. You wouldn't all of a sudden come up and be like, hey guys, what's going on? It's just me, Joe Biden. Hey, let's do push-ups. Like, you wouldn't do that. It'd be crazy. You'd be like, what's going on? This is no way this is Joe Biden. You do it the other way. You would get real odd and you'd pause and you'd be doing all of the mannerisms that he has because you've been studying him so closely, and you'd make sure your words sound just like his. And right? That's how you would be a body double. That's just how it works. But Joe's explanation does make sense. You know, it does. But let me see Joe try and explain this. Oh, let's see him explain this. Let him explain the earlobes, sir. Explain the earlobes to us. All right, Rogan? Explain how the earlobes get like this. You ever heard about this little theory? One picture is earlobes. This is like years ago. Again, back what I said. Back in the Obama times. And then around the time he ran for president and won. Different earlobes. Explain that, Joe. I love it. I love it. That's a theory that I love. And also, it's kind of true. Doesn't make any sense. How do your earlobes get attached over time? What surgery would you have where they would attach your earlobes? For what purpose? You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Biden. Not just about him as a president, but him as whatever we just saw. What was that? Is that just more of him? You know, like, again, I go back to the point. I think that was a perfect point I just made. If you're a body double, you would act exactly like the person you're impersonating. You wouldn't act different. You wouldn't be better. You wouldn't be 2.0, because then what's going to happen? The original is going to come back and not be as good as the body double. And now people are like, what's going on here? You want to stay consistent. You need consistency, right? So if you're playing someone who's senile, you have to be senile. You know what I mean? You can't all of a sudden be reciting Shakespeare by memory. You can't do that. It just doesn't make any sense. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of this whole thing. Do you think it's possible that there's a mask? Do you think it's possible he's just getting old and, you know, you droop as you get older? You know, we've all seen it in different people. Or do you think there's something else afoot? Let me just say one more thing. People keep on talking about this guy. As soon as this talk happened, this little speech, people were like, I saw a meme, it just said like above, like Joe Biden is not the president. And then it had this guy circled, you know? And Trump was talking about Joe Biden's handlers. And he's like, you'll never see these people. You'll never see these people. And I've never seen this guy. Maybe you have. I've never seen him. And he had a, I want to say he had a a Defense Department badge. That little emblem there, it could be CIA as well, but I'm not 100% sure. What is that? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments what that is. Perhaps you know better than I do. I'm trying to zoom in on that. What is that? I don't know. Very interesting. Anyways, guys, other than that, I'm out.